Peace, y'all. Peace, kings and queens. Welcome back to my channel, Melanated Mom. First things first, for those of you who are joining me for the first time, welcome, like, share, and subscribe. So today I'm just giving some words of encouragement. I'm actually out right now. I'm driving for Doordash, and I just want to say that I'm actually enjoying myself. It is a taxing process, you know what I mean? And it can be very tedious, but I feel like it's well worth the money. I dashed, today is Thursday. I dashed on Monday, and I dashed on Wednesday, and I always dash just for a couple of hours, literally only 2 to 3 hours in the evening between 5 and 7:30, and if they give me the option to, then I'll extend it to 8:30. So today is the same thing. I started dashing at about 5, and I'm actually headed to my first order right now, getting ready to drop it off. But I just kind of wanted to I guess give some words of encouragement for those of you who are thinking about doing DoorDash, but is feeling a little bit reluctant because you feel like it's not going to be worth it. Let me tell you, I drive a V6 vehicle, and I just actually put $20 in my tank, which will probably last me door dashing in my neighborhood between today and tomorrow, because they don't send me real far. Yesterday I went dashing, and I think my farthest trip was 17 miles altogether, but 3 miles from where I was prior to that order to get to the restaurant, and then 14 miles to get to the actual customer. So all in all, that to me still wasn't as bad as it could have been. I know some people get sent far out. I have been very lucky not to get sent so far out, but I don't think it would be much further than that anyway. And it was my last order. It was like 7:38 when I took the order, and I knew it was only going to take me about 10-20 minutes to get there because there was no traffic. So I accepted it. So I just want to let you guys know, look, hey, I'm a mom of 6, and I am transitioning from being a 9-to-5, go to work all the time type person to becoming an entrepreneur. And a mentor of mine, my mentor slash manager of mine, actually just sent me like a little meme talking about not quitting your 9-to-5 and how you got to go through these different stages if you want to get to that level of becoming an entrepreneur. I believe that I'm definitely an entrepreneur at heart. I've always had the entrepreneurial, if that's even a word, type spirit. I'm always working. I've been working since I was 14 years old. Just a little bit of like a backstory. I've been working since I was about 14 years old. I'm always working, and I can't, like, the only time that I wasn't working was when I had my my 4 daughters. I was in a different type of relationship then, and I want to say I was more submissive to the process of the family structure in that particular situation. So it wasn't, not that it wasn't required for me to work, but it just didn't work out at that time for me to work. So I didn't. So I was a stay-at-home mom. And I was absolutely miserable for the last 2 years of that. Nothing against being a stay-at-home mom, because like I said, I'm transitioning into becoming a stay-at-home mom again, but a stay-at-home mom with income. Okay, the whole purpose of me doing what I'm doing, getting out there and hustling, on top of having my regular job, is so that I can transition smoothly, so that I can have income coming in. Okay, so for those of you who are like I said, reluctant to doing DoorDash, let me tell you, do some research first of all in your neighborhood, in your area where you are, because every area is different, and it depends on where you are, how busy it's going to be, and how many orders or deliveries that you're going to get. It is significant for you to keep up your ratings in the app, And what I mean by ratings is being on time to pick up the food and being on time to drop off the food, even being early if you can. You want to be as time efficient as you possibly can when you're out door dashing, and that's just the honest to God truth. There's no way to get around it. I mean, as a customer yourself, if you order food and you're told that your food is going to be to you by 5:45 and it ends up not getting there till 6 or 6:15, wouldn't you be upset? And you probably wouldn't leave the person who delivered it a very good tip. So that's just an extra little tip on my end. It definitely pays for you to be on time or to be early if you can. I'm always trying to be early. I don't take any chances when it comes to delivering food. I make sure to put it inside of my DoorDash, my insulated bag, to keep it warm, and I get straight to it and just go. So let me see what else. What else is there? Stay motivated. Most of the customers, they don't really talk. They don't really have a whole lot to say, and I'm cool with that. I just go up, say, hey, I have a DoorDash for such and such, and that's it. You know what I mean? I don't really need to have a conversation, but I will say that if, you know, where you can, to be polite, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you anything. It is definitely free 99 for you to lend a smile and to say, hey, how you doing? Enjoy your meal and have a nice night or morning or evening or whatever time it is that you're working. So keep that in mind. I can't stress this enough. DoorDash is a great opportunity, provided that you do the research for your particular area. I am working Orange County. So Orange County breaks off into, well, what they consider to be Orange County breaks off into various little sub-cities like El Monte, La Habra, La Mirada. They even consider Rosemead, Fullerton, Cerritos, Whittier, Santa Fe Springs. There's quite a few cities. So I try to dash in the city that's closest to where I live, because like I said, I only dash for about 3 hours every night, and that works out for me. So let me get to the important part, because I know this is what everybody wants to know when you're in a busy area. I dashed Monday, and I dashed, what was it, yesterday. I didn't dash on Tuesday. I dashed Monday and I dashed yesterday. Now, Monday, I believe my final earnings were $38 and I believe 26 cents. But that was including tips and extra peak earnings. And peak earnings are sometimes, depending on how busy it is, it'll say $1 on top of whatever the delivery fee is for the area that you choose to dash in. And I think that day they were having $1 extra in my area, so I went on ahead and decided to dash now to get that extra $1. So actually at the end, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of all of my orders, when I clicked off, when I ended my shift at 8:30, I believe I was at $27 and some change, but with all of the extra added peak bonus, that bumped me up to $38. So I was pretty pleased with that. I have a goal, and my goal is to at least make $50 a night. If possible, not to stop until I reach 50. But, you know, I got kids, and I don't want to have my kids out late. I got to get my daughter ready for school the next morning and all that, especially on the weekdays. On the weekends, it's a little bit different. My kids will be in the care of somebody else, and I won't have to worry. But on the weekdays, you know, I'm definitely not going to be out until 9, 10 o'clock. So $38 for just, I think it was 2.5 hours that day was pretty good. Now, yesterday, I actually dashed 3 different times. It was weird. I think I started at like 5:40, and then I stopped at 7, and I think for that I was at $23. And then I signed back on because they were saying they needed dashers for, you know, for another 30 minutes. So I signed back on and dashed again, and I think I got an order that was like $6 or something. It was like a small order, but sometimes when you get a small order, they're tap on an extra order. So I had 2 orders in the same run, so my delivery fee didn't change, but of course I got a little bit extra. I think it was like $6 for one order, and then it was like $5 for another order or something like that. So that was cool. And then by the time I got done dropping off those 2 orders in 2 separate locations, then my shift was over again at 7:30, and then that's when it asked me to dash again till 8:30, and that's when I got that order that was 17 miles in total for the whole trip. So I went on ahead and took it, but the last order ended up being about $10. So all in all, I made about $40 something yesterday, which was cool. I didn't make 50 yesterday, I didn't make 50 the day before, but I still made 40. So keeping that in mind, I am right now at a total of $85, and I have a goal. I'm gonna try to get at least $60 today, but we're gonna see. I'm about to pull up and deliver this food, but I'll check back in with you guys in a couple of hours to let you know how it's going. What's good, y'all? So I'm back. It actually hasn't been 2 hours. It's probably been like, what, 30 minutes or whatever. So that order actually, because of the location, the trip for that last one altogether was 8 miles. It was about 3.5 miles to the restaurant, and then 4.5 miles to the person's house. But you know, it's traffic time right now. It's like not gridlock, but it's traffic time everywhere between 5 and 7. So it took me 30 minutes to get back over to where I am. And here's a tip, and this may not actually work for you, but this works for me. Sorry if you guys can't see me because I'm driving, so, but you can hear my voice. What was I saying? Oh, let me turn this off. I actually like to stay near where I live. So even if I'm only 3 miles away from where I live, I will Google Maps back towards my house. Now usually once I do that, I'll get an order, but I think and I got a phone call too, so that could have disturbed it, because when I'm on the phone, then I don't have the connection service, and so they probably couldn't send me some orders. So I still have another hour and a half to go before my shift is over. Like I said, it's only 6:11, and I schedule myself to work till 7:30. So we're gonna try to make that goal or get as close to it as I possibly can. I just made about $8, almost $9 off of that last order. So like I said, we're gonna keep going. I'm definitely gonna work my full shift and see what happens, and I'm getting ready to go to a hot spot and see if I can pick up some orders, and then I will check back in with you guys. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick, oh, you know what, before I click off, so what I wanted to say, as with any business, and I believe I may have said this in a previous video, but I'm not sure. As with any business, whenever you're working for yourself, just know that it requires patience, it requires a good work ethic, and it definitely requires time. Nothing good happens overnight. Everything that is worth having is worth working for. So with that being said, I believe that Doordash and all these other different platforms, DoorDash, Instacart, Postmates, all of them, if that's what you choose to do on a full-time job, you could do it. I mean, I was watching a YouTube video with this guy, I can't remember his name, but he actually does this full time, and he's been doing it, I think he had been doing it for 6 months in the video that I watched. And in that video, he would work 4 hours, and then he would work 8 hours. Like, he would go between 4 hours, I think it was between 4 and 8 hours a day he would work, and he would have a goal for the week. Like, his goal for the week would be, I'm gonna make $600, and so whatever he needed to do to get that $600, that's what he would do within those 4 to 8 hours. And he talked a lot about, you know, not declining any orders, which you shouldn't. And I'm gonna say, last night, that order that I was talking to you guys about earlier, the one that was 17 miles in total, I actually opted to decline that order because it was so far away, and I was just like, oh my God, do I really want to drive? You know, is 17 miles really worth the $10? But at the end of the day, when you look at it as one order, Most likely, no, it's not really worth your time. But when you're calculating the money from that order plus what I had already made, at the end of the day, it ended up being worth it, because without that, I probably wouldn't have got as close to my goal as I wanted to. So that being said, you know, to each his own. You kind of got to work this business the way you want to. I mean, you are an independent contractor, so in essence, you work for yourself. All they're doing is just supplying you with the business structure so that you can get started. But the way you choose to do this is 100% up to you. So I would definitely say that any orders that you can get, whether it be a $5 order or whether it be a $10 order, you should definitely take it. You know, if it's an order that's like 30 miles away from you or 20 miles away from you, you know what I mean? But keep in mind, when you decline orders, it affects your ratings. And that was one of the main reasons why I didn't go through with declining that order, because once I opted to decline it, it said that my ratings was going to drop from 100% to 84%. And even though 84% is still good, I was just like, no, because the higher your ratings, the more likely you are to keep getting business and keep getting deliveries once you start dashing. So I mean, just a couple of tips, but I'm gonna head to this hot spot, and this time definitely I'll be checking back with you guys probably around 7:30 just to let you know if I got any orders, or you know, or if not. Hey y'all, what's good? I'm back. So it's about 7:50. I'm still out here driving, trying to make this money, and I gotta tell y'all about this experience that I just had. So I had
continue on Mar Vista Street for 2 miles.
I had actually extended my dash to 8:30 rather than 7:30 because I wasn't actually getting any more orders. And I don't know if that was actually a result of, let me turn on one of these lights. I don't know if that was a result of me I guess my dash had accidentally paused by itself because I had got a phone call. So I'm not sure if that's why I stopped getting orders. So I ended that dash and then I started back up again. And I extended it this time to 8:30 instead of 7:30, which is cool. So I got this order. When I get there to the restaurant, first of all, the merchant claims that they just got the order. Now, I was supposed to be there to pick up the order by 6:54. I got there at 6:50. When I got there at 6:50, they said that they had just received the order. So they hadn't actually started preparing it. So I said, okay. He told me it's going to be about 10-15 minutes. I said, all right. So I went and I sat in my car. I went back in at 7:05. Now, mind you, I'm supposed to drop this order off to the customer by 7:07. So I'm already a little bit flustered because I'm like, you know, I don't want this to affect my ratings, especially when it's a situation that's out of my control and it's not my fault. So the merchant, when I go back in at 7:05, that he claims that the cook completely forgot about cooking the order. So I ended up staying there longer than I had intended. I did reach out to the customer when I first got there at 6:50 to say that the order was actually late and that they were preparing it and that I would let them know as soon as I left. And then when I went back to check on it at 7:05, I called the customer again to let them know that I was actually contacting Doordash to see if there was something that Doordash could do, and also to let Doordash know, I reached out to Doordash too to let them know, hey, I'm here and this merchant doesn't have the food ready. I went in and they still didn't prepare it after I told them the first time. So it just goes to show that you kind of got to roll with the punches. I'm a little bit frustrated because I feel like I took all of my time on that one particular order and I had a goal, and I don't necessarily feel like I'm going to make that goal tonight because, like I said, I want to get home myself. I have other things that I need to take care of, and I definitely don't want to have my babies up and out too late. So yeah, I just thought I would share that with you guys just to let you know that, you know, it happens. Not every night is going to be a good night. I'm still thankful none the least because I'm on my third order. I don't know if I'm going to get another one. Hopefully I get one more order before my shift is over. But I'm just going to be right back out here tomorrow, and I'll probably be chit-chatting it up with you guys tomorrow just so you guys can see basically how I make out in a week only doing Doordash part-time. And I say that because, like I said, I only do 2 to 3 hours every night. And I have a goal that I'm trying to work towards. And I think from now on, for me, I'm going to start working towards a set goal. So if my goal is to make at least a minimum of $35 a night, then I'm not going to go home until I make $35 a night, which honestly, $35 is very, very easy. That's why I said it for $50. But we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to drop this order off, and I guess I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow, let you guys know how I come out tomorrow. But until then, stay safe, stay cool, stay sweet, spend time with your loved ones, love life, like, share, and subscribe. Help me to achieve my goal, trying to get to 50 subscribers by the end of February. But anyways, thank you guys. Deuces.